Apart from goals, there are many things about football that can be enjoyed, including the tricks. Many footballers love to perform different tricks to show off their magical skills with the ball. However, some of these tricks don't amaze the regulatory authorities that much. Welcome back to our channel, folks. Today, we are diving into the world of football tricks, but not just any tricks. We're talking about the tricks that were so outrageous they actually got banned from the game. Yes, you heard that right. Banned. I'm your host, and in this video, we'll uncover some jaw-dropping maneuvers that left the officials scratching their heads. So, grab your popcorn, because this is going to be one wild ride. Number 1. Neymar's cheeky penalty trick. Alright, kicking off our list at number 1 is a skill that made taking penalties a bit too easy for players. Neymar was a young sensation during his days at Santos. He was considered the next Brazilian great. He went on a run where he scored 5 straight penalties, and his technique played a huge part in his achievement. Whenever Neymar would take a penalty, he would stop right before kicking the ball. By that time, the goalkeeper would have already jumped. Then, Neymar would easily put the ball in the net. This technique was highly controversial, and teams believed that it shouldn't be legal. This technique was unfair to goalkeepers as it benefited the penalty taker a lot. Teams complained to FIFA regarding Neymar's penalty technique, and it was eventually banned. Now, if you try stopping right before kicking the ball, the referee would straight away show a yellow card to the player. Number 2. Taunting the penalty taker. Moving on to number 2, we have a goalkeeper skill that gave penalty takers a taste of their own medicine. You see, goalies are usually the ones everyone looks up to during penalty kicks. But Emiliano Martinez, during the 2022 World Cup quarterfinals against the Netherlands, decided to taunt the penalty takers by running up to them a tantric display. He would try getting in their heads of penalty takers. He also did that against France in the World Cup final, which led to France missing 2 penalties. It worked like magic, and Argentina went on to win the World Cup. However, FIFA wasn't too thrilled about it and implemented a new law from July 1st, stating that goalkeepers can no longer taunt penalty takers in any way. No more touching goalposts, delaying penalties, or distracting the taker. Sorry, Martinez, your mind games are out. But he won the World Cup, so he couldn't care less. Also, Martinez is an amazing goalkeeper, and he is so good at saving penalties that even without the taunting, he will still save a few penalty attempts. Number 3. Time wasting. Now, goalkeepers aren't the only ones that have been banned from performing skills and antics that give them an unfair advantage over the opponents. Our number 3 skill is all about cunning teamwork. Back in the 1992 Euros, Denmark shocked the world and went on to win the whole competition. Their secret weapon? A trick they used to calm themselves during games and frustrate their opponents. They would deliberately pass the ball back to the goalkeeper in their own box. Normally, you pass the ball back to the goalkeeper when there's a lot of pressure and you want to build from the back. But passing the ball back to the keeper deliberately to waste time was giving Denmark an unfair advantage. However, after the competition, FIFA changed the rules, forbidding goalkeepers from picking up deliberate back passes. The trick was gone, but a new version emerged years later. Known as time wasting, teams would use it to delay opponents and kill the game. Even the great Lionel Messi got booked for attempting this one. FIFA wasn't messing around. Number 4. Long throw goals. Now, let's talk about a skill that involves using your hands in a game called football. Crazy, right? Number 5 on our list is the long throw-in. Some players, like the golden-armed wizard Rory Delap, had perfected the art of the long throw. The purpose of a throw-in is to bring the ball back into play by throwing it to a teammate. Some long throwers would try creating goal-scoring opportunities by throwing the ball inside the box. But there have been players who had such a strong throw that they would score directly from throw-ins. This was a skill that goes against the basic rules of football. You can't just throw a ball in the net. Therefore, FIFA decided that a goal cannot be scored directly from a throw-in. If the ball enters the opponent's goal, a goal kick is given instead. So, no more slam-dunking air balls into the goalpost. Sorry, basketball enthusiasts. Number 5. Hand of God. Speaking of handball skills, let's move on to number 4. It's the infamous Hand of God goal by none other than the Argentine legend, the late Diego Maradona, in the 1986 World Cup quarterfinals against England. Maradona's cheeky handball went unnoticed by the ref as he was far away from the penalty box, and Argentina went on to win the World Cup. Also, if you look at the footage, it doesn't seem very clear whether Maradona was headed the ball or hit it with his hand, but after looking at the pictures that surfaced after the final, it became clear that Maradona deliberately hit the ball with his hand. Maradona himself claimed in an interview that he intentionally scored the goal with his hand. He is proud of his actions and calls it the hand of God. England filed a complaint regarding this incident. Ultimately, FIFA decided to make sure to double up on refs to prevent such shenanigans from happening again. Sorry, Maradona, no more sneaky handball goals for you. Number 6. Showboating. Moving on to number 6, we have the skill that even the legendary Ronaldinho couldn't get away with. Ronaldinho, the master of dribbling, had one particular move that FIFA took issue with. It involved balancing the ball on his head, which they considered dangerous for both him and his opponents. This skill was one of the most popular Joga Bonito skills, and Ronaldinho and other footballers would often pull this off during a match. But technically speaking, if you're balancing the ball on your head, the only way the opponent can take the ball off you is by high-booting your head, which can obviously have pretty severe consequences. Also, this skill was also giving players an unfair advantage, as no one would be able to take the ball off them. So, FIFA deemed it showboating and slapped an automatic yellow card on anyone attempting it in an official game. The Joga Bonito suffered a blow, and Ronaldinho's magic was tamed. The Brazilian players were pretty pissed when this ban was imposed, but I guess we can all agree with FIFA's point of view here. Balancing the ball on your head is not a progressive move. It's simply showboating and a time-wasting maneuver, in my opinion. Number 7. Rainbow Flick. Lastly, at number 7, FIFA banned a pretty cheeky football skill that Neymar Jr. was known for. All of us have tried the famous rainbow flick at least once while playing football. This skill is incredibly difficult to pull off, but not for Neymar. He would humiliate his opponents with this trick quite often during his Santos and Barcelona days. But this trick couldn't last long in the French league. In a league game against Montpellier in 2020, Neymar pulled off a jaw-dropping rainbow flick. The crowd went wild, but the referee saw it as an act of showboating. Neymar couldn't believe it, and his frustration was evident. It turns out that anyone attempting this move in an official game will be immediately booked. Sorry, Neymar, the rainbow is just a little too colorful for the football authorities' taste. And there you have it, folks, the top 8 banned skills in football. It seems like the rule guys are on a mission to keep the game in check, even if it means taking away some of the magic. But hey, the show must go on, and football will always find a way to amaze us. Thanks for joining us today, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more entertaining football content.